Hey, everybody, it's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? Tonight is Tuesday, September 3rd, 2024. We're so happy you're here. We have an amazing guest tonight, Tom Dangora. I don't even know if we're going to have enough time to cover everything this guy has done. He's lovely, and he's going to join us tonight. Leo, hit that promo. So welcome to our show. We are back in New York. Last week we were in Los Angeles and we broadcast live from there. That was amazing. We were with our friend Michael Leon Woolley. What a great show that was. What a great time we had. And thank you everybody for checking in with us and so much. Michael's doing so much and I want to thank Michael because we had a party afterwards and it was just amazing. A lot of our friends showed up. A lot of Michael's friends showed up. So we have so much to cover tonight, like so much to cover. The first thing I want to do is I want to say happy birthday to my beautiful sister, Carla. She's my one and only sibling, and she's the only one I need. She's just the best. She's in San Diego today with her husband. They are enjoying her birthday. And so shout out to her. She usually watches the show and repeat. And I love her very much. I don't know where I would be without my sister. So happy birthday to my sister, Carla. Okay, who's checked in with us? Let's do it. We have Danielle, of course, our first Danielle Alexandria Alchemy. Danielle is not just a lovely human being. She happens to be a spiritual medium, a guide. She does all kinds of things, past life regressions. She speaks to the other side. She is spiritually connected on all levels. And she has a website, DanielleAlexandriaAlchemy.com. So if you want to reach her, she has an array of things available that she does on her website. And I will vouch, I'm a terrible liar. So I would never say something I don't believe in. Danielle is the greatest. And if you want to have an amazing experience, go to Danielle's website and she will connect you to the best of who you can be spiritually. I promise you that. Lori Towers, so happy to be here this week. Love to our Tuesday family. Yes, Lori, we love you. And John Pietero, our husband and wife dynamic duo. They are music historians. Lori is a publicist. John is a reviewer. They do a million things. They have a wonderful show. Leo, why don't you come on and talk about John and Lori as only you can? Leo's very busy back there, but he'll pop.
My Wednesday family.
Yes, please.
My Wednesday family. I wish you could be What's the Story with Maria every night, but on Wednesday nights it can't be. So I found another family to go hang out with, and here's some awesome music and poetry from blues to rock, the underground feeling. On WFMU.org, Sheena's Underground, Sheena's Jungle Room beneath the underground. And you know what? I'm just so flustered because there was such eccentric behavior last Wednesday. And it was the end of the month, which means all the women, the rocking women that Lori plays, she takes over that night. John has to sit down and take the work.
Love it. John's okay with that, though. John's great. John is such a feminist. I love John.
I think he tries to earn a little bit of punishment on those nights.
Well, so, hey, nothing wrong with that either. So we love John. We love Lori. And they do amazing work on Wednesday nights. So go and check them out on WFMU.
Really great music. Don't miss out.
Oh, it's the best. And it's like such quintessential New York stuff. Like real old school New York. It's great. A lot of throwbacks, a lot of stories. It's really, really cool. Rena Crugnali-Berge, my cousin from Massachusetts, has joined us. Hi, Rena, our family project manager. I can't wait to see her. I'm going to be home not Well, not this Monday, but I'll tell you. It's like
Do we have a forecast for that yet, Rena?
not yet, but Rena, I'm gonna reach out to you and text you because it's my sister's birthday tonight, and we want to have a little something for my sister. So
just a little snack then, right?
a
Just get together.
little thing.
Piece of bread.
Rena and I, we can, we have a few snacks. We can throw something together. Jeffrey Campbell has joined us after an unforgivably long time. We are back for the show live. Oh my God. Jeffrey, I have missed you and Stephen terribly. I know how busy you guys are, but I can't wait to see you. And hopefully, election night, we will be together. Oh my God. Oh my.
You cannot have black eyed pea dip without thinking of Jeffrey.
No, I know. All right, let's see. Rick Caritas has joined us. I got to see him last week. It was amazing. He's so cute and so funny and so lovely. So that was really great. Happy birthday to Maria's sister, he said. Okay, so Leo, you start your cabaret class tomorrow.
Yep, starting tomorrow. I've got 6 signups, I believe. So that's a good amount for a nice little cabaret evening in fall by the fire.
In Idlewild, California, Leo runs an after-school program and also now adults doing wonderful things. Nothing better, no matter where you live in the country or in the world, there's nothing better than bringing a group of people together and performing. And it's great for everyone involved. I mean,
it's a lot of fun. And I tapped into seniors because we've got a lot of stories to tell.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it's all about. So
and it's good for our brains. It's good for to keep our function going. They have a Fit After 50 class, which is exercise. And I thought, well, what about the mind? What about the inner soul part? So that's why this cabaret class came up, so they can have that exercise as well.
I love it. And Jeffrey just says, we will welcome Madam President. Yes, we will. And I want to say that I am so proud of all my friends that are volunteering, that are signing up to canvas, to write letters, to do postcards to swing states. I've always done that. Thank you to my friend Joe Cangelosi. And this time I have Ohio. So I usually sign up and they ask you to pick one of the swing states or where you can check off wherever the need is greatest. And that's what I always do. And this time I got Ohio. What were you going to say?
I'm almost certain that Joe just had a birthday a past few days ago, right?
Joe Cangelosi. Yes, you are right, Leo. So happy birthday to Joe Cangelosi, who is such an activist. And he lives in Brooklyn, and he has started so many different groups. And so we are a group of friends that gets very involved when elections come, whether they're midterms or presidential elections. So postcards to swing states, although that is closed now. That registration is closed for that. But there's so many things you can do.
Vote.org, right? Vote.org if you don't know your information. And also Rock the Vote. Our generation had Rock the Vote when we started, when we got to our voting. So Gen Z and Gen A, go there. Go to Rock the Vote and let it help you get ready for this big election that we need to win.
Absolutely. I also posted on my wall and my show wall numbers of every single state, numbers you can call for your voting rights if there is an issue. If you find that you're trying to vote or your registration has been has been purged. That's why I put it up there. So go to, I really think that this is super important. Go to vote.org, whether you think you are registered or not, just to check your registration and if it's active or if it's, just go and check. And people have been doing this. And you know what? Judy, my girlfriend, has been helping a lot of her friends that have never register now. And she also checked a few registrations today. And wouldn't you know, one of them was inactive. So had that person not checked, they would have shown up to vote that day and it would have been inactive. So, and all you have to do if it's inactive is go to vote.org, which is where, you go state by state and you can reactivate it. So there has never been a more important time to be registered and be active and be involved. Your everything is at stake, everything.
And Whoopi was telling me this morning.
About
as I was watching the view, that you cannot, once you seal your envelope, If there are any external markings on that, then they can disqualify your ballot. So make sure that when you're done, when you're ready to turn it in, ain't nobody going to touch your ballot and put markings on it.
Oh, okay.
So we don't get disqualified. So there's things that are coming up. So
Oh, wow. See,
talking
these
to
are
me
the
about.
kind of things that are super important. Really, really, really important. Now, I had the pleasure, Lynn Porter's genius and I, maybe about a month ago, maybe 5 weeks ago, went to see an amazing, we know we love Broadway shows, but we went to see something that was not just amazing, but also incredibly important. Thank you, Leo. Perfect. Tony Award winner, SUFs, and SUFs is short for suffragettes. This is the true story of the women that fought to make sure that the woman's right to vote, which I believe is not proposition, was the 20th Amendment, 19th Amendment. And in 1920, women finally, after years and years and years, received the right to vote. And they fought and fought and fought for it. One of the producers of that show is with us tonight. And now, let me just, before we bring him on.
He's so cute. You should have seen his reaction. I can see it when you said
He's
his name
adorable,
right now.
but
Cute.
he has $1 million smile. But don't let that fool you. He looks like a little boy, like a beautiful, beautiful little boy, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, big smile. But this guy is a powerhouse. I mean, if I were to read every single thing that he has produced, so many incredible things in this city, he is literally like the wind in the sails of the entertainment machine in New York City. I mean, I'm blown away and he's just a great guy, and he's super sweet and approachable. I see him at Stonewall all the time. He's always part of something amazing. And last time I saw what?
I'm sorry, go on.
No,
I was going to say you said SUFs, and
okay.
then he's got
Naked Boys
How to
Singing.
Dance in Ohio, Naked Boys Singing.
Right. Harmony, that was on Broadway. Musical, which had our buddy Emily McNamara was in that. Star Wars, the musical, right? A musical about Star Wars. Emily McNamara was also in that. Like an amazing amount of things. Now, also before
he's got 4 projects for next season too. I believe there's 4 projects he's working on. And you said that the documentary or the film about Liza as well. I mean,
there's a film about Liza, right? I mean, this is just a documentary. There's it goes on and on and on and on. But I don't want to just read all the great things he has done. I want to bring him on because when you see how beautiful he is, there he is. Oh my God.
That's me.
That's you. You're adorable.
Wait, we're matching.
Oh my God. I wore this for you and of course our girl Hill because I as a matter of fact, I think I got this. You were so sweet.
My mommy.
There she is. Oh my God. When Hillary was running, I remember that you must have seen it on Facebook that I was such a wild fan, right?
You have taste, Maria. You have taste.
I do. Thank you. And you were so great. And you said, listen, she's coming to speak at the Javits Center. And you got some tickets for me and my girlfriend and my friend Catherine. And that remains one of the most amazing experiences. So thank you, Tom, for doing that.
Oh my God. You know what we're just remembering? Pride.
There you are. There's you and Hill.
That's SUF's opening night. Pride 2016, where Hillary became the first and only presidential nominee in history to march in a Pride parade. She was also the first sitting first lady in history to march in a Pride parade. Wow. But it was such a big deal. And it was New York Pride, of course. So we had the largest contingency in the history of the New York Pride Parade, and I led it, which was crazy.
Oh, my God.
And I'll never forget walking by Stonewall and Duplex and you running and handing me a bottle of Poland Springs.
Yes.
Boy, did I need so badly.
It was so nice to see you. And you're always like so animated and happy. And I'm a lot. Well, listen, I'm a lot too. I'm a Gemini. What's your birthday?
Capricorn.
Oh.
It's a lot.
like my niece. Oh, you guys.
Oh, and
are
happy birthday, Carla.
Oh yeah, you would love it. Now let me tell you something. I was looking at some of your stuff. I didn't realize you were a Massachusetts guy.
Oh, yes, I am. Wicked Pissa. Am I allowed to say that?
Wicked piss, of course. So I was like, wait a minute. That's another connection we have.
Yeah, where are you?
I was born in the North End.
The
The
North End.
North End when it
That's
was
some good
still all
food
Italian. I know. And then we moved to Somerville, right near Tufts. And then
I
we
was
moved-
born in Somerville. Oh my
What?
god. Oh my god.
Are you
99
kidding
Yorktown
me?
Street. 99 Yorktown Street.
Oh my God. I went to St. Clement's School, St.
Wow.
Clement's Catholic School in
I went
Somerville.
to Malden Catholic.
I know you did. I have it written down. I think we played each other. Malden Catholic and St. Clement's plays each other in
Wow.
football and hockey and everything. Yeah, you guys, we're like rivals. You guys won a lot. You kind of beat us a lot.
It's big mouth, big heart, good food. That's
I
Massachusetts.
know. It is. It's true. So anyway, I was like, wow, like look at this little Massachusetts kid and what he's done. Tom, now, okay, so you grew up in Massachusetts. You went to Malden Catholic.
Malden Catholic, and then I was expelled.
Oh, okay.
Great story, actually. I was expelled because I faked an illness and I faked a doctor's note because the 1995 United States Figure Skating National Championships were being held in Providence, which was just an Amtrak ride away, and I wanted to see Michelle Kwan.
Well, if that's a great reason to skip
And
school.
I would have got away with it, but I wanted to give her flowers. So she finishes her free skate, right? The long program. And I give her flowers. It was on TV, and the headmaster saw it, and I got expelled for lying.
Well, that's a great story.
Now, years later, I am working for the 2016 Hillary campaign, Hillary for America, and I'm in the national headquarters in Brooklyn, and everyone's abuzz because Michelle Kwan took a job as head of celebrity surrogates, right? Surrogate outreach, and she's going to be arriving. I lose my shit. Oh my God, I was obsessed with her as a child. I can't. And so for like 3 weeks, we'd like walk by each other in a corridor and I'd run away. And then Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett were doing a fundraiser at the Plaza. It was an amazing event. And just by chance, because staff was invited, I was sitting next to Michelle Kwan, and my husband Michael was with me. And Michael looks at me sitting next to Michelle Kwan, and I'm like shaking. And he says, "Look, either you tell her or I'm going to tell her." And she's like, "Tell me what?" I went, "Okay." And then I tell her the whole story and I go, "So every time I see you at headquarters, I just like run away." And she went, "Darling, no, you don't run away. You must run into my arms."
Oh, what?
Yes, and we became such good friends. She was the person that actually, not to bring it to sad, but she's the person who got me out of bed after the 2016 election. There was a big event that Hillary was going to be at. It was the event where she gave all of us a rose. I have the dried rose literally to the left of me right now.
Wow.
I didn't want to go. I just was like, I'm just going to stay on my bed and watch, YouTube, One Life to Live from the 80s, because what's better than 80s soap operas? Right. And Kwan and Michael, I didn't want to talk to anyone, and he said, "It's Michelle Kwan. You gotta take a call from the 9-time national champion, 5-time world champion, 2-time Olympic medalist, and more recipients of any perfect score than anyone else in the history of figure skating. You have to take their call." And when she says Hillary's getting out of bed, you got to get out of bed. You do it.
Wow, that's an incredible story. I just got a pit in my stomach when you told me, because we all remember that's like a visceral, like terrible. PTSD. Like, yeah.
But you remember she had scheduled. She was supposed to be the president-elect, as she rightfully should have been.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That event for the Children's Defense Fund, where she was going to give the keynote address, and it was a few days later, and she showed up. Yep. No makeup. We could tell she was going through everything we were going through. She was wearing purple, if you remember.
Yeah.
And that was that. And I would not get out of my bed. And that was the moment where I just,
I got to tell you a story about the Children's Defense Fund. So in 1992, I was living in the city. I had just moved to the city in 1990. I was doing Tony and Tina's wedding. And one of my friends said, "Listen, she was pregnant at the time. And she said, I need someone to fill in for me as an acting teacher while I'm on maternity leave." And so I took this job in Brooklyn at Center for Family Life. It was social workers that went in with artists in residence, and we worked with this very underserved community. Well, I got paid through a grant from the Children's Defense Fund.
Wow.
Yes. And when I researched what that was, it was Hillary Clinton and Marian Wright Edelman.
Yep.
So I always thank Hillary, because that's the reason I am a teacher, because I never
That's
taught
amazing.
before that.
How incredible.
So I always say thank you, Hillary Clinton, for making me a teacher, because
there's a shocking amount of thank you, Hillary Clinton, that people don't realize is actually thank you, Hillary Clinton. And I think it's coming out, you know. You know, when you just take something for granted for so long.
Yep.
It's not there, and then you appreciate it. I think and hope that's actually what's happening right now is
100%.
you realize, oh my goodness. So for the past 30 years, all of these wonderful things actually she helps create. She helped kick the door open. She helped clear the path. She was one of the yes, Maria's a blessing to us all. I'm reading the comments.
So sweet. Yeah, a lot of people will jump on and they'll say things, and if sometimes
and I do want to
questions.
shout out to. I saw someone do a shout out to One Life to Live and to Nathaniel, may he rest. So how amazing that the great Nathaniel Marston did your film, and what a talent he was, and how sad to lose him at such a talent at such a young age. But we remember Al.
Oh boy, that was crazy.
Michael
Yes.
McCain, what a talent.
And Abigail is your
Jumped
friend?
into the One Life to Live.
Oh my God! I have on my right ankle is a Hillary Clinton tattoo. On my left ankle is a One Life to Live tattoo.
I'm jealous. I gotta match that.
I still watch it every day of my life. I still wake up in the morning with my coffee. I have every episode that exists in One Life to Live on hard drive, and I still watch it through every day. And when I finish, I start back. That will be a part of my life every day till the day.
When I come to New York, can I please have a seat on your couch for everyone?
Oh my, it's so fun.
Oh my God.
So you guys are going to have to,
Yes. I also like to balance it with all my children, not slandering Falcon Crest and Dynasty, but One Life to Live is the constant. I also,
That's
wait,
one.
you want me to show you? Since you're doing that, this is also in my house. Are you ready? We're taking a walk.
I love this.
You ready?
Yeah.
I have the portrait of Dorian Lord in my
Oh, come on. Come on, Tom.
Right?
You're killing me.
That's pretty good, right?
That's fantastic.
Is that from the set?
Susan Lucci gets jealous. She's there.
She's there. Oh my God.
I can't believe you have Dorian Lord.
Judy Garland herself. So it's gay. It's a gay home.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Gay homes are the best homes. They are the best.
That is the portrait of Dorian Lord that Robin Strasser gave me.
Okay. So listen, let's go back for a minute. Let's go back for a minute, because you have all this great stuff and all these great stories. How does a kid from Massachusetts in Catholic school go from that to becoming a producer of so many amazing things and being the wind and the sails of so many of these? Come on, Tom, you are. How many spaces did you save during the pandemic? How many benefits did you do? How much money did you raise? How every time something was happening where someone was being saved, you were behind it. So thank you for that.
Well, so sweet.
Thank you.
I think a lot of it goes back to Massachusetts. We're kind of assholes, and we kind of take up I think we take up more air than we're supposed to. But I what I always just learned, say what you feel, but do the right thing. Right. And call out everyone who's not. And I think in politics and everything I did, it was kind of that. And then when the pandemic hit, I kind of saw the opportunity of all these amazing people that I knew in New York, which is the greatest place in the world. Sorry, Massachusetts. I love Massachusetts, but
no, of course. But I know. And then that's where you can love both places for different
New York's
reasons.
the one.
Yeah.
And so, there was just this, when I was sitting at the West Bank Cafe, which I'm saving again.
I know.
Talk about.
I know.
And just sitting in the reality of how is this all happening through no fault of anyone's own, right? and now it's a place that's been here for over 4 decades that has created so many stars, right? Aaron Sorkin's first play, Warren Leight created Sidemen there, Sunday in the Park with George rehearsed there, Lewis Black came up there. So many stars got their start on that stage. A dining room that welcomes us all. Whether Al Pacino or Tom Dangora is coming in on an evening, you're treated the exact same way by Steve Olson, the owner. And how are we going to lose this because of something that we didn't do?
Right.
Because the government wasn't standing up for it, right? And we were Michael and I we had our dogs in our hands. We were doing a walk and we were picking up our to-go order for dinner because it was the pandemic. And we said, no, this can't happen. If we feel this way, I bet you everyone else does.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it just takes the loud person, and no one's louder than Tom. That's what we know. No one is louder than Tom. And that's what I always say is, I don't know if I'm special. I just know I'm the loudest in the group, right? And I have no problem screaming.
Well, here's how I'm going to put it. Maybe you are there's a lot of loud people in this city, but there are people that say, oh, I wish there was something I can do. And then there are people that say, I'm going to do, I'm starting something. I'm not waiting for anybody else. Yeah. I'm starting this, and then people follow. So you're that person. You're like that Pied Piper guy that says, well, yeah, we're doing this. Let's go.
I just have this philosophy when, it happens too often where it seems most of us see the injustice, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we see we're not the millionaire or billionaire, or we don't have the singular power to fix it, but we know it's ridiculous.
Right.
We know the majority feels the way we do. So why isn't this happening? And so especially during the pandemic, when we, did have a captive audience and we were able to engage people easier than we usually can.
Mm-hmm.
My kind of thought was, we're all just feeling so helpless. We're standing looking at the biggest forest fire we've ever seen in our lives, right? And we just are all holding one bucket of water, thinking there's no way I can do anything with my one bucket of water. But what if we all got together and we at the same time took our buckets and threw it? Maybe it wouldn't put out the whole fire, but maybe we'll save sections of the forest. And that was kind of my thought process between, all of the, when I did the West Bank and then Birdland and New York and the Labyrinth and Stonewall.
Right.
The thought was, let's focus on corners and bring everyone together and say, look, we can't save the world. Let's save a corner of the world, and we can do it together. I can't do it. You can't do it, but
no, you're right. But together, I know it. And even as, that sounds like a line from a movie, but it's true.
So
you know what? If we all just did one thing, then it's going to make a change. It's a ripple effect.
And I will tell you selfishly, the worst moment in history, besides I think 2016 election, 9/11, and the pandemic, horrible moments for all of us that have lived through things. To me, the pandemic became the most incredible times of my life, because I don't care. Yes, it's been great. I do these shows. I'm so proud to be a producer on Broadway. So proud of especially off Broadway, which is so hard. But what I'm proudest of, and what I pinch myself every day about, is that I'm any teeny tiny part of this unbelievable community of people like you. This is what I dreamed of. I didn't dream of doing these shows and doing what I do. I dreamed of being a part of this.
Yeah.
The greatest people in the world, the coolest people in the world, the most talented people in the world, this community that is like nothing else in the world.
I agree.
Passionate humans who have ever lived, that when they come together do the most creative, most beautiful, most exquisite, most generous things. Look at what was done during the AIDS crisis with our community. And so what was so incredible for me, feeling so helpless during the pandemic, and my husband Michael too, was it went from this just hopeless, devastating place within 48 hours to, oh my goodness, our people are the greatest people in the world.
Yeah, it's true.
And it lasted 6 months straight. For literally 6 full months, every minute of my life was spent working on these fundraisers to save these spaces, with everyone donating their time. And that was the thing. We didn't, I had heard about all these big Hollywood fundraisers where people were getting paid 6 figures to do fundraisers. And I said, no, we're all, look, they're giving money, I'm giving time, I'm giving money. We're all doing this together to help. And it was the most inspiring, incredible moments of my life. Just all of these wonderful people. Like, I would get personal emails from Audra, from Nathan Lane, because they just said, this is too special to go through agents and representatives. We're in this together. And then all of a sudden, we were just all humans.
I loved it.
Believed in the exact same thing.
Yeah, there was something actually we could never replicate that time.
Mm.
There were so many silver linings to that tragic time, because we all did pull together, and you saw the real human side of everything. There's a lot of beauty that came out of it. Same thing at Brandy's, which I work at Brandy's as well, and we did many, many fundraisers over StreamYard. We would perform from our homes. It was, and looking back, wow, it was amazing.
And at a time where humanity was so in question, to be reminded that maybe the bad gets the attention, but we were reminded that a majority of human beings are actually very, very good.
Yeah.
Hillary would always say about, make America great again. Hillary always, and this has stuck with me so much, and I've said it the whole time, America is great because America is good. And I still believe that with all my heart. And I will never stop believing that a majority of our country and our people are good people.
Yeah,
and sometimes the bad people just get more attention. It's the sound bites, it's the ratings.
Yeah.
And that's awful and ridiculous, and that has to be handled and fixed. But we're good people.
Yeah, I agree.
We've proven it again.
Let's go back to Suffs for a second.
Yeah.
So it was wonderful. I loved it.
Thank you.
We had seats way up, but it didn't matter. It's like, it's staged beautifully. It's so inspiring. And I got to tell you, we were talking to people like in between, before the show started and in between, during intermission. People were so fired up. So I want to put a plug in for this for sure. Please, everybody, there is no excuse to not see the show. And it is so timely and so important. And a lot of people don't even know what this was about.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people think it's going to be like a lecture or like school, which it should be, but it's not. But I mean, like it's you don't know what you don't understand what you don't know about your history, and it's crazy.
Yeah,
and it's actually so entertaining, and it's so wonderful. And I'm going to be honest, it wasn't on my bingo card for the season, right? So I was doing a show called How to Dance in Ohio, which I'm a huge disability rights advocate. One of my best friends in the world is the incredible Anastasia Somoza. We've been friends through Hillary Clinton for many, many, many years. She was the brilliant young lady who gave the incredible keynote speech the first day of Hillary's convention in 2016. She was the beautiful young lady in the white dress in the wheelchair that stole America's hearts in front of 26 million viewers. And now she is actually, I'm so proud, is the director of disability outreach engagement for the Kamala Harris campaign. And I'm I'm on the kitchen cabinet advisory board. So
I have chills. This is amazing.
But so disabilities has been one of my huge passions, and I really wanted to do How to Dance in Ohio, because we produced the first children's musical about autism several years back called Addie and Uno.
Wow.
So excited about How to Dance in Ohio, and the sweetest show ever, and the first time in history that autistic actors were actually playing the autistic roles and telling their own stories.
Unbelievable.
We were trying to break through the noise of this huge season already doing harmony, realizing this is a tough season.
Mm.
How do we get attention? And I said, you know what I'm good for is I'm really good for grabbing celebrities, right? Let's get some celebrity producers on board for press. And I got Paula Abdul,
I love it.
my friend Paula Abdul. And but I thought, who'd be so great is Hillary Clinton. And so I emailed Huma, Hillary's longtime forever person, Huma. And I emailed Huma just, hey, with all the producing going on, I feel like this is a great match. Isn't it time? Hillary does Broadway, et cetera, et cetera. And so I got an email back kind of saying, oh, that's a very astute observation. And yes, it is time for Broadway. But actually, Hillary's committed to SUFs. You should do SUFs. I said, well, you don't have to ask me twice.
Wow. That is so cool.
And it changed a lot from the off-Broadway incarnation at the Public. And I was so fixated on Harmony that off-Broadway season, because Harmony started also downtown. And it was just, I was just in love. I mean, I was so in love with Harmony.
Yeah,
And
everybody loved the music, and everybody said the same thing.
Yeah, and I just, and I'm a huge, insane Barry Manilow fan.
How can you not be?
And then so the idea that I could be so in love with a show written by like my idol, one of my musical idols,
Right.
But honestly, now the love of me loving the show had nothing to do with him, had me crazy obsessed. So SUFs wasn't, I wasn't really on my radar because I was so fixated on Harmony. And I jumped on because of Hillary and thought, yeah, this is so on brand for me. Let's do it. The first time I saw SUFs was the invited dress rehearsal, really,
Wow.
in full. And Michael had another commitment that night. And we ended up, Alan Cumming was doing his show at 54. And we met at Alan Cumming's after party. And I was like, SUFs is the best show we've ever done. And he was like, what? And I was like, no, it's the best thing we've ever done. It's the best show I've ever seen in my life. I've never felt like this in my life. I just want to march and burn everything down again.
Right.
And I said, I don't know how to explain this to you. I was a delegate, greatest honor of my life. I got to sign my name to nominate Hillary in 2016. I was a floor whip for New York, the New York delegation. Like I whipped the votes for the first woman nominee in history. And it was the most exciting feeling I ever had in my life. But I also felt like I was invited to the greatest party I've ever been to, but it wasn't my party. It was your party. It was the women's party.
Mm.
And I just sat there so honored to just get to experience it with all these amazing women who were finally, having this one moment where men have had this moment a zillion times. And I don't know how to describe the feeling of just the honor of being allowed at that party.
Oh, that's such a beautiful way to put it, Tom.
And that's the feeling I had at SUFs. Oh my God, my name is above the title, and I'm watching these women have this experience, and
wow,
I can't believe I'm allowed at this party, and what an honor just to be here. And I just, it's so good.
Yeah, it's so good.
Fabulous, and you learn crazy things you didn't know.
Yeah, it's history. And like you said, it's history that everyone should know, but that doesn't mean everybody does know. It's really important. It's really cool. And I guarantee you're going to walk out of there so charged up, and you're going to meet so many amazing people. I met people from all over the country, and it was incredible. Not just women. There were a lot of women, but there were a lot of amazing guys.
And they do, and you learn, and it's so exciting, and you don't realize it, and it is horrifying, and it says so much about the country we live in and the educational system we live in, and that you don't know. How do we not know this?
Right.
How do you not know this? How do you not know this? But you know what you're going to know forever? You're going to know the 19th Amendment was passed.
Yes.
On August 18th. You are going to know that it was the the Tennessee rep's mom who wrote a letter. You are going to know so much that you can't believe you don't know, which is actually awesome.
Yep, absolutely. And it's never too late to learn all these amazing things.
Right. And it makes you think, and especially where we're at right now with Kamala and what we experienced with Hillary and whatnot. I think it's such a great thing to realize. Oh my goodness. And if you look at like the If We Were Married song, you don't think in this day and age what it was like for a woman to literally be a man's slave in marriage, right? I remember the first preview where we were just dead at how great this show was. And then the curtain comes up, we're like dripping in tears.
Yep.
And there was a mother and daughter behind us. And she says, you know, honey, when mommy and daddy were married, mommy wasn't allowed to have a credit card.
Absolutely. One of the things I
I'm still
know.
a child with her.
I just read this recently.
50 years.
Until think of this, 89, a woman could not get a business loan
A
for
bit
her
right.
own business.
Yes.
Her husband
Had
had
to
to
sign.
co-sign.
And it's only
89.
50 years that a woman could have a credit card without a man's signature.
Right. A man could commit his wife to an insane asylum if he wanted to, just by signing
Yes.
for it. I mean,
And we're not going to bring this into consensual marital stuff.
right.
But no, it's crazy. And yes, I'm gay, but I am a white man, a privileged white man, right? And I don't understand how you don't grasp that that's wrong.
Well, you know what? I think that theater is such an unbelievable vessel for getting us to listen and educate ourselves and elevate ourselves while we're being entertained. That's what the beauty of it is.
That's our
right?
magic, right?
Yeah.
And it has been for forever.
Now I want to ask you.
The show is good.
It's
People
beautiful.
don't understand it, and people don't get that it's actually really good.
Yeah.
And it's actually like it's one of those things, it'll pump you up. I had to do this giant business meeting, and with these like corporate billionaire senior VPs 2 weeks ago. That's not my thing. But I thought, I could do it. And I said, so I'm sitting there doing my face,
being
doing my hair.
means being willing.
Oh yeah, there it is. And I thought, God, I need to get pumped up. So I put on the song, "Show Them Who You Are," and and it says like, I know you're scared, I understand, and then it says, that's exactly how these crooked kings want you to feel, but they don't understand they're up against a queen with a spine of steel. You got to show them who you are. And it just, oh my God, I bounced into that meeting thinking, you are up against a queen with a spine of steel, you crooked kings.
I love it.
Who I am.
I love it. It's fantastic.
And of Shayna.
Now, Tom, you have pictures with Kamala.
I do.
Joe.
Yeah, well, I love Joe Biden with my heart.
Oh, it's the sweetest, right?
One of the greatest presidents in the history of the entire nation.
I agree.
This greatest men that has ever lived, and what he has done for this nation in the last 4 years.
I agree.
Down in history as possibly 4 of the most important years ever.
I mean, the mess that he was left with, not only did he do total damage control, he was able to take care of so many of us and just build things and just get, I don't know how he did it.
Reestablish trust in the world.
Yep.
And as we move forward, we're looking at the first time in my lifetime, and I'm 45 years old, America will be the #1 economy in the world again. And what people don't understand is it takes time, and he was coming off a really bad backlash of a terrible 4 years.
Oh my God. The worst 4 years.
Trump is scoring on a Democratic economy.
Right.
You're always on the tailwinds of the last administration. And what we're going to see going into Kamala is the true tailwinds of the incredible economic gains that the Biden-Harris administration has pulled off, and is just having someone that genuinely understood and cared. And I'm not disrespecting President Obama, but first time since Bill Clinton that we've had a president who understood retail politics so well, and it was literally person per person with this man.
Yeah.
And that picture taken there, it was like 2 weeks before the 2016 election. It was 102 degrees in Florida. I'm a really big boy there. I'm 200 pounds heavier than I am right now, right?
You know what? You always look the same to me.
Well, I
You're
appreciate
always this great
I've lost
energy
200
and
pounds since the 2016 campaign. And I'm dripping sweat. And I only say this because people say, oh, he's touchy and stuff. And the vice president finds me. He was the vice president at the time, and says, I just want you to know, son.
I know, I know. You want to cry, right?
No, and he just said, I know what you're doing for her. I was told you won't take a paycheck. I know everything you're doing for us. And he's like, he's massaging my shoulders. He's hugging me. He's putting his hands in my hair. I am 410 pounds. I am dripping sweat. I can't smell great, right, at this point because it's 110 degrees. And he brings his chief of staff over, gives me the card, and he says, so in 2 weeks she's going to be the president. And then I really want to give you a tour of the White House and give you the royal treatment you deserve, son. You get in touch, and we'll get a great picture of us with President Obama in the Oval Office. You really deserve it. You've sacrificed so much the last year. And I mean, he was so good to me. And me, Mr. Hillary. And I said, oh, Mr. Vice President, thank you so much. I'm such a fan of yours. However, I've never been to the White House in my life. I've never been in the Oval Office. And I want my first photo in the Oval Office to be with President Clinton. But thank you. And then he literally grabs me and he's like, you can't buy loyalty like this, kid. And he just hugged me. He was just so lovely.
Yeah. He came to Stonewall a couple years ago. He actually took the time to come to Stonewall right before he was running. And then Kamala was there last year. I got to meet her. And this is, my God, she is so amazing.
That's Anastasia, my friend, who's the national.
Oh, there she is. Yeah. So, I mean, Kamala's beautiful. This is like,
right.
They're so sweet and kind and connected, and just they're in our corner 100%.
She's brilliant, and she takes no shit.
Yeah. And that's so good.
He's such a good guy.
Yeah. And then he came back to the Stonewall the day after he did the debates. I'm like, how is this guy still standing? So I'm a big fan. I love Joe Biden.
He's going to remember him in a way, not since, Washington, like it will, what he did.
Yeah.
He literally saved this country.
He saved the world.
He saved the world.
He saved the world.
And it's
Yep. The year Joe Biden saved the world. I remember it that way.
What an honor to be here for this.
Yeah. And he said he wanted to restore the soul of the nation, and he did.
Just did. And say what you want about him. No. Yeah. Please. Crazy.
Like great human.
Okay. So he waits till after they spend a fortune on their convention attacking him.
No, listen.
Full throttle.
One of the greatest moves in the history of history.
And for 4 years, I've heard people say, Joe Biden keeps Kamala out of the spotlight because he's so afraid she's going to run against him. Well, maybe he kept her out of the spotlight, kept her in policy,
right,
out of the spotlight, because it kept the enemy's eyes off of her.
Right.
Instead of 4 years to plot their vile lies, propaganda, conspiracy theories, and opposition against her, they had 90 days. And what makes me feel so good is even the deplorable of the deplorable, GOP, I don't think 90 days is enough to do what, the maniacal things they do. And to own our faults, I don't even think 90 days is enough for the Democrats to sabotage themselves. So I feel so great about this. And now we're 2 months into it. So we do. We're a circulating squad that sabotage ourselves. But it was so well done. And I just have this deep belief that the president had it in his back pocket. Maybe I'm the right guy in 4 years. Maybe I'll be too old. Maybe I will. And I think he knew if he was the right guy, he'd crush it.
Yep.
And if he wasn't, he was going to unleash her at the right moment.
Yep. I think it's one of the greatest moves of all time.
He's the leader of the free world, and he decides.
I love it. Okay, we're going to take a second because we always have a food section of our show, Tom.
Ooh, I love that.
I know. So I always cook. I try to cook for the show, and it keeps me creative. I can't ask my creative guests to come on if I'm not rising to the occasion. Now, so I try to go with themes. So because you're a Massachusetts boy, I made crab cakes.
I love it.
Right. So
Fabulous.
crab cakes from scratch. So this is, always have to read what I put in it because I'm like I throw everything in
love
everything. So let me see. Look at Leo's face. So crab cakes with red peppers, onions, celery, mayo, garlic, Old Bay, lemon, and in a tartar sauce, a little sprinkled Old Bay on there. And then for salad, so for our salad tonight, we have, because of you, Boston lettuce.
Yeah.
With baby cucumbers, red peppers, red onions. I wanted to do a red, white, and blue salad.
Love it.
For our country.
Right.
Blue cheese crumble, right?
We're patriotic too.
We are. Blue cheese crumble and blueberries with a raspberry balsamic and a Tuscan herb olive oil for the Italians in Massachusetts.
That sounds amazing.
And then I figured, you know what? I knew we were going to talk a lot about our wonderful Democrats tonight. Yeah. So I thought it's not fair. We have to talk about our Republicans too. Oh. So for our dessert, I have ding dongs.
I love it.
So I dedicate our dessert to the Republican Party. And so we're having ding dongs.
Oh, I love it.
But anyway, all right. Now I know we only have about 8 minutes left, but I want to just read off. Give me a minute to read off. These are just some of the highlights that our friend Tom can brag about. So he was nominated for 3 Tony Awards, 2 Emmys, 6. Okay, that's all right. You were nominated. Drama Desk, 3 Outer Critics, 4 Drama League Awards, GLAAD Media Awards. Wait a minute, but you won.
I did.
You won the Outer Critics Circle Award, 4 Off-Broadway Alliance Awards, Backstage Bistro, MAC Awards, and 3 Broadway World Awards.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, and this just goes on and on and on. Listen,
let's talk about West Bank and Laurie.
Okay, let's do it.
That's the thing I'm so passionate about right now.
Okay.
So we talked a lot about the campaigns I did during the pandemic to save venues. So the thing that started the place that started it all that I was most passionate about was the West Bank Cafe on West 42nd Street, which is also a home to the Laurie Beachman Theater that has been there for 46 years. Me and my people, we raised $355,000.
Oh my God!
To help us survive the struggles of the pandemic. But what happened in the following years is a continuation of the travesty of the pandemic. Because of a technicality, they did not get the SVOG grant that Birdland got, the Stonewall got, that so many millions. We're talking millions of dollars, right?
Wow.
Because the West Bank Cafe and Laurie Beachman Theater share the same tax identification number, it disqualified them from several $1 million. And so what has happened, even though they have worked so hard and still doing great business, still the gem of the theater district, has never been able to get out from under the debt of the pandemic. Wow. And there's about $1 million that needs to be raised for them, not to survive this time, but to thrive for another, at least a decade to come. And we are launching a giant campaign. We've raised over $100,000 in the last month. And we are in final negotiations with the very supportive landlords. And we're about to announce some really great stuff that if we do raise in the next 3 months, another $900,000, West Bank Cafe, which has been a home to all of us, from Al Pacino, Sean Penn, Madonna, right. Nathan Lane, Matthew Broderick, to me and to everyone else, the Laurie Beachman Theater, where Sideman was born, where Aaron Sorkin wrote his first play, where Joan Rivers did her final performance.
Wow. Yep, with Will Sheehan Hall. Yep.
10 years ago right now. Tomorrow is the 10-year anniversary of Joan's death, and we're doing a champagne toast at the West Bank Cafe at 6 p.m. that everyone is invited to, a complimentary champagne toast to Joan Rivers and a moment of silence, and then we'll share memories. But this is our history.
Yes, absolutely.
We can pull this off. What we're negotiating, what we're raising money for. It includes a gut renovation of the theater to make it state of the art. And once again, the gem of the theater district that it always was. A renovation of the cafe so it can be competitive with the restaurants around it. And then, you know, of course, paying off the debt. It will set it up for a decade of success.
Oh,
and
fantastic.
I
So
wanna-
how did it, there it is right there. The GoFundMe is
Yeah,
West Bank
GoFundMe.
Forever. Go ahead.
And
You read it.
Again, it is not about saving at this time. It is about a ridiculous technicality. That's my dog Mona, who's very passionate about the West Bank.
No.
And it's about writing one of the final, you know, another rung of the pandemic. And she's proud of Daddy doing this.
Oh,
very
I love it. I know my dog Rizzo is sleeping, but
But this
they
was
look
not
similar.
about bad business. This was not about bad management. This was not about if it can't survive. If it can't survive, why should we help? No.
Mhm.
Think about this. It would have got a $3 million grant from the SVOG just because the
Wow.
restaurant and the theater were owned by one person, the great Steve Olson, who's made it a home for us for 46 years. So why would it be two different EINs? He had no idea this grant, that would be a technicality 43 years later for a grant. He would have got $3 million.
Wow.
We need $1 million for it to move forward. So that being said, if you just do the simple math, if he got the $3 million, he'd actually still have $2 million as a nest egg and as a reserve. So they're doing great business. It was just they were never able, when you were constantly trying not to drown, how are you going to swim? How are you going to win the race?
Yeah.
So all we're doing right now is correcting the final wrong. But the business has been great. You know, I just left there. It was packed. Oh my God, it's the fall. So it's
the greatest place. We've all been there. We've all been in a show there, seen a show there, eaten dinner there, everyone.
And you're treated the same. You know,
Yep.
like, you know, I mean, there were Tony winners there tonight, Pulitzer winners, Emmy winners, and it doesn't matter. You walk in. What I always thought was so great was, you know, even 20 years ago when I was doing a cabaret at Don't Tell Mama, which was thrilling. When you're working with Sidney Meyer, it's thrilling.
He's the best.
But you walk in and, you know, half of Broadway is there. And like I said, Pacino eats there. It was Sean Penn's favorite restaurant. He and Madonna broke up there. Like, so there are all these people there, and you walk in and you think, oh my God, I'm in the middle of it all, right?
Right.
And Steve Olson, who I believe is one of the last proprietors that still goes table to table and talks to you all. You know, I'd walk in at 23, 24 years old, doing a cabaret at Don't Tell Mama, and he would speak of my evening, my performance, me being there with the reverence of the Pulitzer winner, or, you know, the Tony winner that was also there, wanted to know about my show and treating me as special as everyone else. And that's what's great about the West Bank Cafe, opposed to some of the other places that are left or any of the places that have ever existed, is everyone there. If you are in the entertainment community in New York City, that is your home, period.
Yeah.
Whether you're Madonna, whether you're Tom Dangora, whether you're anyone in between, that is your place. And, you know, and like I said, the downstairs has been, you know, Sunday in the Park with George rehearsed down there. It's just rich with so much history. And I would absolutely look, I saved it in the pandemic with Tim Guinea, Joe Iconis, and my husband. If the business model was failing, if we did that, they got all the money, you know, we saved Birdland, and then they got the grant. They got millions, and that's why they're thriving.
Right.
If they got the grants and we're in trouble right now, I would say, you know, we did our best. We did our best, but what are you going to do? We can't keep doing this. This is ridiculous.
Right.
And it's such an injustice. And all I can tell you is if we hit this goal, I promise you a decade to come. And there's so much you're going to hear about in the next couple of days that I can't talk about yet because we're signing things.
Well, I love it. And everybody
so big.
Go and check it out. Go and check out Subs. You also have a movie, a documentary about Liza.
Yes, the Liza documentary. I'm also a producer on Cabaret at the Kit Kat Club, which Adam.
Oh, right. Oh, my God.
That's super exciting. I did
Great
Queen
job
of the Sky.
choosing that scene.
Incredible.
Putting it on the stage like that, amazing. Good
It's
job.
great. Yeah. And we're doing Queen of Versailles, the new Kristen Chenoweth Stephen Schwartz show, which is fabulous.
Wow.
We also have a fabulous show coming up next season called Messy White Gaze, which I swear to God is as funny as it sounds, because we're awful. And
I
we
love
need to
it.
go out. And so I mean, it's exciting.
Well, listen, you are welcome back here a million trillion times.
Anytime. I love you.
I love you, honey. And
Well, will you come to West Bank and have a drink with me? Because I'm there every night.
Of course I will. And I love the West Bank.
On me.
Listen, I'll pay. Don't you worry. I'll buy you.
Right now, everyone, the tomato heirloom salad with a side of the sourdough is the greatest thing you will ever eat in New York.
I love the food there.
That's the moment.
I've been to shows downstairs, and I've been to. I saw LaDonna and Elliot Roth upstairs. Karen Mack.
Michelle Downey there.
It's fantastic.
Right. Yeah. No, it's really it's a moment. We're having a moment.
And you know what? So go and have a dinner, see a show, whatever, at the West Bank, which is on 42nd and 9th, right?
And remember, if you can't donate, sharing it could be worth even more. You never know. So don't be discouraged if we all know what hard times are, but sharing the link.
Absolutely. And
just as important.
Remember to register to vote. Oh, check your registration anyway. Go to vote.org.
Always
make sure you are registered. That's what, like I said today, my girlfriend checked one of her friends and they were inactive.
You'd be shocked.
Just check it. Great things are going to happen. We'll have you come back on after November.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have the White House, the Senate.
Oh my God.
We modify Roe. Let's add some Supreme Court seats.
We understand the assignment.
Let's fix it.
What you do, people?
Go see Subs this. There's 2-for-1 tickets this week.
Oh yeah, it's Broadway week. 2-for-1.
It's Broadway week. So from the 3rd to the 11th, I believe. Go in do the 15th, the 3rd through the 15th. Tom Dangora, I cannot thank you enough. My Massachusetts buddy.
Keep marching.
Yes, keep marching and doing great things. Leo Rodriguez, where would I be without you? He is the wind in our sails. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Tom.
Fabulous.
Come back every Tuesday. Good night, everyone.
Hey, now I'm going to go cook my garlic.